few episodes of The View when she tries to pull the race card.
Yes.
And then she's like, America is racist. And then they're like, yeah, they might be racist, but they're not like slave owner racist. like somebody that we...
That's so true.
Yeah.
One thing, and I would have even actually not give her any is she said, well, like, I guess that's just what like they did back then.
Yeah.
She should have followed that up with saying something along the lines of, and I understand that that's a departure from the way I've talked about this before.
She's so wrapped up in identity, and she had no idea who she was.
Well, now we understand why she always makes Whoopi get the coffee.
Exactly, because if she is shaming descendants of this, will she continue to do that when she is now one of them?
What happens when a talk show known for its fiery debates faces its biggest controversy yet? The View is in turmoil, with lawsuits, scandals, and a viral roast from Greg Gutfeld that has left Sunny Hostin and her co-host scrambling. Could this be the beginning of the end for the iconic daytime show? Let's dive into the drama that's shaking up Hollywood and beyond. Sunny Hostin, a vocal advocate for social justice, found herself in hot water when ancestry research revealed her family's ties to slave ownership. For someone who often calls out others for historical injustices, this revelation was a bombshell. But rather than addressing it openly, Sunny dismissed it as just a fact of life. This response didn't sit well with critics who accused her of hypocrisy. The story quickly spread, fueling debates about accountability and identity politics. But what happened next would send shockwaves through the media world. Enter Greg Gutfeld. Known for his sharp wit and no-holds-barred commentary, Gutfeld seized on Sunny's revelation during his late-night show. He humorously exposed what he called her moral high ground crumbling under the weight of her own ancestry. His critique wasn't just comedic. It was layered with deeper arguments about performative activism and the pitfalls of identity politics. The segment went viral, sparking widespread discussion online. But this was only the beginning of the fallout.
You know, in her defense, everyone has ancestors that did unspeakably horrible things. It's just that not everyone's ancestors have records tied to their DNA about it. Worried for Sunny Hostin's progeny in the future that do a DNA test and find out that they were related to a cast member of The View. And they're like, oh, it all makes so much sense now. Why I'm so stupid and fat.
As news of Sunny's ancestry spread, tensions rose on the set of The View. What is usually a lively table turned into an awkward silence. Even Whoopi Goldberg, known for her quick comebacks, seemed at a loss for words. The co-hosts struggled to navigate the controversy without further damaging their credibility. Meanwhile, viewers noticed the stark contrast between The View's discomfort and Gutfeld's unapologetic humor. And then came the social media storm. Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram exploded with memes and reactions to both Sunny's revelation and Gutfeld's roast. Some users defended Sunny, arguing that no one should be held accountable for their ancestors' actions. Others pointed out what they saw as a double standard in her dismissal of the issue. Memes poking fun at the irony of Sunny's situation flooded timelines, keeping the controversy alive. But while social media had its fun, another voice entered the conversation.
Guess there's nothing worse than to find out you're a white woman.
She's so disappointed.
It's really disappointing.
Her mother was white.
Oh my God.
Shame.
Oh my God.
The horror. History, and finds out that this is fantastic. She is descended from slaveholders. She's descended from slaveholders. And she's been apparently getting a lot of mail about her call for reparations because it turns out she's going to be paying them and not actually receiving.
Former View co-host Rosie O'Donnell added her perspective to the debate. She criticized identity politics for oversimplifying complex issues, but also emphasized the importance of reflection and growth. Rosie argued that Sunny had missed an opportunity to foster meaningful dialogue. Her comments resonated with many who felt that The View had become more about sensationalism than substance. And then came another blow to The View, this time from within. Rumors swirled about lawsuits targeting The View, including one from Carrie Underwood over alleged defamatory comments about her performance at Donald Trump's inauguration. While some claims were debunked as false, others gained traction online, adding to the show's mounting troubles. These legal threats highlighted broader concerns about media accountability and freedom of speech. But one lawsuit stood out above all others. A viral video claimed that Melania Trump had won a $900 million defamation lawsuit against The View. While this was later proven false, it added fuel to the fire surrounding Sunny Hostin and her controversial comments about Melania's marriage. The rumor spread like wildfire across social media before fact checkers stepped in to debunk it. And just when things couldn't get worse for The View, another scandal erupted.
Search out The View hosts, among the dumbest people on television.
Sonny's dumb. Certainly not the brightest person. And what she just said just doesn't make any sense. It's just like so silly to say. It's not a well thought out. It's like if you had an idea for a premise and it was totally baked and half baked and you went on stage with it and it's nothing.
Just
there.
go for it. Yeah.
It's nothing.
Citizen that has a policy. I mean, I'm not saying that Joe Rogan should be removed from Spotify. He's got 11 million listeners. He's got $100 million, contract as of 2020. But I do think as the podcast platform, you have to have some sort of guidelines. How about a disclaimer on his podcast that says, this is misinformation? How about removing some of the podcasts that disseminate this misinformation?
They have.
And that's
listen, you understand how you say you love your country at the same time as you normalize this convicted felon.
Caroline Leavitt, White House press secretary and rising political star, filed a defamation lawsuit against Joy Behar over remarks made on air. This led to Joy Behar stepping away from The View, marking a significant shakeup for the show. The lawsuit underscored growing tensions between celebrities and media outlets over accountability in public discourse. But even this wasn't enough to overshadow Gutfeld's growing influence. Gutfeld didn't stop at Sunny Hostin. He extended his critique to The View itself. He described the show as increasingly out of touch with mainstream audiences and accused it of fostering divisive narratives rather than meaningful discussions. His remarks resonated with viewers who felt disillusioned by traditional media formats. And as The View struggled to recover, Gutfeld solidified his position as a leading voice in late-night commentary. The controversy surrounding Sunny Hostin and Greg Gutfeld's roast is more than just tabloid fodder. It reflects deeper cultural tensions around identity politics, cancel culture, and media accountability. For The View, this scandal has damaged credibility and raised questions about its future. For Gutfeld, it has bolstered his reputation as a sharp and fearless commentator. As Sunny navigates this fallout, she faces a critical choice. Will she use this moment for growth or double down on defensiveness? One thing is certain, this story isn't going away anytime soon.
Country superstar Carrie Underwood has spent most of her career avoiding political talk, but she's set to perform at the upcoming inauguration. She said in a statement that she's doing it because the country must come together in the spirit of unity and look to the future. And lots of her fans aren't thrilled about it, but lots of her fans are. So let's put this in perspective here. What do y'all think?
I personally hope we're moving beyond the era of politics where we want to cancel people's livelihoods because we don't like their politics. And whether it was the Dixie Chicks for criticizing George Bush, didn't agree with it then, and Carrie Underwood, if you have a problem, you register your complaint by not downloading her songs and not going to her shows.
Right.
But I also think from a business standpoint, it's not a bad decision for Carrie Underwood. 75 million people voted for Trump. Artists tend to skew left-leaning, so she's overnight going to become an icon of MAGA and the American right. She's probably going to make a lot of money off of it. So I get why she did it.
It is funny. She's so wrapped up in identity and she had no idea who she was.
Well, now we understand why she always makes Whoopi get the coffee.
Because if she is shaming descendants of this, will she continue to do that when she is now one of them?
From ancestry revelations to viral roasts and lawsuits galore, this saga has exposed not just individual hypocrisies, but also systemic issues within media culture. Whether you see Greg Gutfeld as a necessary critic or an opportunistic provocateur, his ability to spark conversations is undeniable. As for The View, its struggles serve as a reminder that no platform is immune to scrutiny in today's fast-paced digital world. What do you think? Is this controversy a wake-up call for media accountability or just another fleeting scandal? Let us know your thoughts.